was split into two, East and West. This marked the beginning of the era called the Cold War.
Soviet airspace.
20 minutes to drop off.
Commencing internal depressurization. Equipment check. Arm main parachute.
All right. You ready to go?
Drop zone still showing a high pressure mass. Cav okay.
Good. We've got high visibility.
Cigar. Connecting oxygen hose to interior connector. Put on your mask. Does this panty waste know what he's doing?
Approaching release point.
10 minutes to drop off.
Hey, are you deaf?
He said put out the cigar and put on your mask.
Depressurization complete.
Checking oxygen supply.
6 minutes to drop off. Opening rear hatch. Temperature minus 46 degrees Celsius. 2 minutes to drop off. Stand up.
You'll be falling at 130 miles per hour. Try not to get frostbite from the wind chill.
1 minute to drop off. Move to the rear.
Activate the yellow bottle.
This is one for the history books. The world's first halo jump.
10 seconds to drop off. Stand by. Status okay, all green.
Prepare for drop-off. Countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Spread your wings
And fly. God be with you.
Jack, I've got some important news. The head of the CIA has finally given us the green light for the virtuous mission.
Virtual mission?
No, the virtuous mission. The future of our Fox unit depends on it. If it succeeds, we'll be officially organized into a unit.
Virtuous mission? Sounds like some kind of initiation ritual.
You know, don't get cocky. This isn't a training op.
Right. So what exactly is this wonderful mission?
Well, about 2 years ago, a certain Soviet scientist requested asylum in the West through one of our moles. His name is Nikolai Stepanovich Sokolov. He's head of the OKB 754 Design Bureau, one of the Soviets' top-secret weapon research facilities, and the East's foremost expert on weapons development.
Sokolov? Isn't he that famous rocket scientist?
The very same. On April the 12th, 1961, the Soviets achieved the first manned spaceflight in history.
The Earth was blue, but there was no God.
Well spoken. The rocket that carried Yuri Gagarin into orbit was the A-1, known as the Vostok rocket. Sokolov is said to be the man most responsible for the multi-engine cluster used in that rocket. After Gagarin's flight, Sokolov left rocket development to become the head of the newly established Design Bureau.
From a lowly technician to head of a design bureau, that's quite a success story, so why'd he want to defect?
It seems he'd become afraid of his own creations.
Afraid?
Call it a crisis of conscience.
And for that, he left his country and his family behind and went over the fence?
Not exactly. One of his conditions was that his family was also to be taken safely to the west. We used a mole to get the family out first and succeeded in sneaking Sokolov over the Berlin Wall shortly afterwards. I was the one who conducted the operation.
The security on the eastern side was still full of holes back then. Then what?
We got Sokolov over in one piece, but the whole ordeal had left him exhausted, and we checked him into a hospital in West Berlin. It took him 2 weeks and more than 600 miles to get from the research facility in the Soviet Union to Berlin. He was in no condition to say anything coherent. And it was only a week later that we had something much bigger on our hands.
The Cuban Missile Crisis.
October the 16th, 1962, President Kennedy received word that the Soviets were in the process of deploying intermediate-range ballistic missiles in Cuba. The President demanded that the Soviets dismantle and remove the missiles. At the same time, he announced a naval blockade to prevent further missile shipments from reaching Cuba. But the Soviets didn't back down, instead placing their armed forces on secondary alert. Soviet transport ships carrying missiles continued on course towards Cuba. US and Soviet forces went on alert for an all-out nuclear war. Frantic negotiations were conducted through the UN's Emergency Security Council and unofficial channels to end the hair-trigger standoff. Finally, on October the 28th, the Soviet Union agreed to remove its missiles from Cuba, and so the world avoided a nuclear holocaust. But in order to get the Soviets to pull their missiles out, we had to make a deal.
You mean the one where the US agreed to remove its IRBMs from Turkey?
No. The Jupiter IRBMs deployed in Turkey were obsolete, and we were going to get rid of them anyway. They had no strategic value whatsoever to either the US or the Russians. The Turkey deal was a ruse, a cover story that was fed to the other intelligence agencies around the world.
So what did the Russians really want?
Sokolov. They wanted us to return Sokolov.
You mean the Soviets pulled out of Cuba just to get their hands on Sokolov?
That's right.
What the hell was he working on?
At the time, we had no idea. We were running out of time. It was either give up Sokolov or risk full-scale nuclear war. In the end, we had no choice. President Kennedy gave in to Khrushchev's demand. The next day, I got Sokolov out of the hospital, handing him over to agents on the eastern side. Sokolov kept on screaming, "Save me," until he disappeared from my sight. Then a month ago, we received some new information from one of our moles.
About Sokolov?
Yes. He was taken back to the research facility and forced to continue working on the weapon in question under KGB supervision. What's more, it's on the verge of completion.
So what kind of weapon is it? Something to do with space rockets?
No. Listen up, Jack. Your mission is to infiltrate Selino-Yarsk in the Soviet mountains, ensure the safety of Sokolov, and bring him back to the West. If we don't get Sokolov back before that weapon is complete, we'll be facing a major crisis. The clock is ticking. Once we've confirmed the rescue of Sokolov, stand by at the recovery point. A recovery balloon will be dropped at that point. Helium will be pumped into the balloon to inflate it. The process takes about 20 minutes. Once it's complete, the gunship's arm will latch onto the balloon and pull it up.
The Fulton surface-to-air recovery system. I'm familiar with the theory.
Take it easy. It's been combat-proven.
Do you think Sokolov is up to it?
The shock will be less than during a parachute jump, and the arm can handle up to 500 pounds.
So you're planning on going over the border in a single combat Talon?
She's equipped with two 6-barrel 20mm Vulcan cannons, as well as two 40mm machine guns.
Sounds like she could hold her own against a battalion of tanks.
Even with the fuel in the reserve tank, we're facing a 4-hour time limit. If all goes well, it shouldn't take more than a few hours.
Home in time for dinner.
But if anything goes wrong, you'll be eating dinner, breakfast, and all the rest of your meals in the jungle. Do you copy? You're already in enemy territory.
What do you mean?
You've eaten my...
In survival trip?
I'm glad to...
I don't know if I'd ever order one in a restaurant, but what about you, Major?
Let's see. I'll be Tom. Call me Major. This will be a... You must not be seen by the enemy. This kind of infiltration is the Fox units. In other words, weapons and equipment are procured on site. That goes for food as well. You're completely naked, just as your name implies.
Great. Now I see why you asked me if I like... I suppose calling me Snake was your idea of a joke, too.
No. There's a good reason for that. I'll tell you later when the time is...
Gotcha. Getting back to the...
You've been issued a knife and a tranquilizer gun. You'll also find some medical supplies in your...
Yeah, about the backpack.
I see. Well, you'd better go back and get it then. You know where it is?
No problem. I can see it from here.
To climb a tree, stand in front of a tree. I'll be monitoring your progress over the radio. We can't risk violating. My frequency is 140. If you need to talk to me, use the... Okay, Snake. I see you've retrieved your back. To equip a weapon, in the survival viewer. Your available weapons will be displayed from that list. Choose the weapon you want to equip and press. For other equipped items, just do the same.
Got it. Use the survival viewer back.
Yep, that's survival is fun. After you've been out in the field for a while, if your stamina gets too low, you won't be able to shoot accurately, for example. Keep an eye on your stamina. To recover lost stamina, you can hunt. You can use either your tranquilizer gun.
My only weapon is a Mark 22 Hush.
That's right. It's been fitted. However, the suppressor will deteriorate. Once its durability reaches 0, the noise suppression effect will be gone. The suppressor's durability is shown in the icon. Any weapons and equipment beyond what you're carrying.
I have to find my own weapons and equipment?
Solo covert actions are standard. You can't leave no weapons, equipment, footprints, sweat, or bodily waste. Your presence in enemy territory is already a violation of international. There aren't supposed to be any American soldiers in Russia. You can't let anyone see you. You're a ghost, Snake. There'll be no rescue if you're captured. The military and US government.
Then I'll just have to take.
I'm afraid so. You've been given a fake death pill for that. SIS guidelines stipulate that soldiers on tape it to your body so you can take it when you.
How generous.
Use it if you're taken prisoner by the enemy. It'll send you into a state of false death for a short time.
Fooling them into thinking that I'm really dead. So,
Just take the revival pill.
you mean that thing they put in my tooth before the mission?
That's the one. If you remain in a state of false death for too long, nothing will be able to bring you back.
I'll keep it in mind. You said this was a solo mission, right? I guess that means I can't count on any.
Correct. The mission rests in.
A real.
Relax. There's a support team ready to back you up.
Who?
I'll introduce this time. The first member of the support team will be in charge of monitoring your physical as well as recording your. She's a member of Fox as well.
She.
Hello, Snake. I'm paramedic.
Para.
As in a medic,
Aren't you going to tell me your real.
are you going to tell me?
My name, huh?
And they call you Jack for short. You're a regular Captain
A name means nothing on the battlefield. After a week, no one has. What's your name?
Jane.
Very funny.
I wasn't joking, but I'll tell you my frequency.
She's also in charge. Whenever you want to save, send a message over the reserved save frequency.
So saving lets me record my mission data.
That
Good to know.
There's one more person I want.
Huh?
Speaking of snakes, a legendary soldier. Actually, it was the boss that got the DC. She's going to be serving it. She also helped me plan this mission.
Jack, is that you? How many?
Boss?
That's right. Talk to me.
It's been 5 years.
You've lost.
You can tell just by this.
Of course I can.
Really?
What's that supposed?
Why'd you disappear on me all?
I was on a top secret. You didn't need.
But there were still so many
No. I taught you everything you. I taught you all like the rest you need.
techniques, sure.
How to think like a soldier? A soldier needs to be strong in spirit, body, and tech. In fact, technique doesn't even matter. What's spirit and body are like two sides of it. I can't teach you how to think. You'll just have to Listen to me, Jack. Just because soldiers are having personal feelings about your comrade, politics determine who you. And politics are a living. Yesterday's good.
Is that why you were?
No. It had nothing to do with you. A soldier has to follow whatever orders he. But you're looking for. You're a natural-born fighter. A soldier is a political. That's doubly true if he's a career soldier. He has no enemy. You follow the order.
I do whatever I have to.
That's not the same thing. In the end, you have to choose whether. There's a saying in the Orient.
Being.
It means devote.
I follow the president and the top brass.
The president and the top brass won't be there.
I follow the will of the leader.
People aren't the ones who dictate the mission.
Then who does?
The time. People's values change over time. So there's no such thing as the enemies we fight are only enemies and relatives. As long as we have loyalty to the end, there's no.
And that's the way.
The only thing we can believe is the mission.
All right.
What is it?
Call me.
Snake. Oh, right.
That's right. The legendary unit that the Cobra unit. A group of heroes. As long as you've got a legendary hero.
Yeah. I can't think.
Yes.
It's good to hear.
Same here. After Snake, you are always. But this is the jungle. Survival is going to be.
CQC. I've been in the Green Berets for the past few years.
Not to worry. After all, this is your first act.
Where are you, Bob?
The boss is communicating with us by radio.
My frequency is 14.
Gotcha.
Your mission is. Dr. Sokolov is being held in an abandoned factory. Avoid heavy combat and don't let any.
Snake, try to remember some of the basics of CQC.
Commencing virtuous mission now. Major, I've spotted 2 enemy soldiers.
They're probably KGB troops sent to guard Sokolov.
AK-47s and grenades.
Snake, your presence in Soviet territory can't let the Kremlin find out that the CIA contact with the enemy is strictly prohibited.
The Major is right. The point of this mission, the success of the mission depends on... Change your camouflage by selecting Camouflage from the Survival Viewer. The Uniform option lets you pick your uniform, while the Face option lets you change your face paint. Choosing camouflage that blends in with your surroundings will help you conceal your... Also, don't forget that anything that moves will stand out in the jungle. If you just stand up and run around like it, but if you crawl instead, you should be able... You can see how effective your camouflage is by looking at the camo index. The camo index shows how well your current camouflage blends in with the surrounding area. The higher the value, the harder you are to spot, and vice versa. The key is to make yourself one with nature. Keep...
was that?
Major, I've reached the abandoned factory where Sokolov is supposedly being held. This place is a dump. I can't see Sokolov from here. The security is pretty tight. There are sentries posted around the perimeter. I wonder how many are inside.
Your objective, Sokolov, is inside the factory.
Northeast.
Be careful. He must not be exposed to any kind of
Right.
Oh, and one...
You mean there's more?
No, it's just that when you get to Sokolov...
And that is...
Sorry for...
Is that all?
Yes.
Understood.